So by now, you've probably already seen the developer interview where we spoke to Chris from Blizzard and we spoke about lots of big changes. I'm going to be breaking all those down in a video over the next couple of days, so all the changes that were discussed. But this one is actually going to be some lesser changes that have just gone out on a blue post. Or when I say just gone out, they went out yesterday, but as you can tell, I've been in bed ill literally since the second that interview finished. But it's quite important to get this video out today because even if you're not bothered about the news, which are these few updates here, which we're going to break down in just a second, then what you will be bothered about is the giveaway. So Blizzard have given us a few, well, 5 in total, heroic upgrade keys for Wrath of the Lich King Classic, so you'll get the mount, the pet, whatever else you get with a heroic upgrade. So obviously thanks to Blizzard for providing them to us. So I'm going to give 2 of these away on this video and then 3 live on stream tomorrow. So make sure you stick around until the end so you can find out how to get the keys from the stream. So I'll tell you what time we're starting and all of that. That'll be later on in the video once we've got through the news. But as for the YouTube giveaway, to get your hands on the 70 boost, the expert riding skill for the boosted character, appropriate gear for the boosted character amount and starting gold, Pebble, which is the penguin pet, and the Fish Speaker's Lucky Lure, which is a toy to summon your very own Tusker fishing companion. Oh, no mount, apparently. Sorry, it's only the pet that you get. No mount, that's on the big upgrade. But still, this is all free, so it's still great stuff. Then all you need to do is just like and subscribe, that goes without saying, and drop a comment down below telling me what you are most excited about for Wrath of the Lich King. I'll then randomly pick a comment and I'll do it so it will be tacked on the end of a video so you know it's done fairly. And as long as the comment is telling me what you're most excited about and it's not something random like great video or good job or noob, something like that, as long as it's what you are excited about, I'll get in touch and I'll tell you how you're going to get the free heroic upgrade edition. As I say, there's going to be 2 on this video and 3 on stream tomorrow evening. So let's get these updates out of the way first. Anyway, so these were posted yesterday. Now, Realm First achievements are now unavailable for 24 hours after a player character takes a free transfer to another realm. It was 60 days. So the developers' notes say that this is intended to eliminate a concern that some players might have about using free transfers to move to a realm that isn't overcrowded, which people absolutely would do. And I even know of people that was planning on or have even already moved to quite low pop realms to go for server firsts to then move back in the future. I mean, there's probably some of you watching this now have already done that and already made the move. But it is only 24 hours, so as long as you move now, you know, you're all right. Because at the time of recording, it's only Saturday. You got till Monday, so get yourself moved. Should be fine. So the biggest one on here is probably Will of Sartharion. So this now increases Sartharion's health by 25% with 1 Drake, 45% with 2 Drakes, and 65% with 3 Drakes alive. And this was 25%. So the developer notes say Sarth plus 3 Drakes should be quite manageable, but the unintended strategy of simply burning down the boss should be much less viable. Please note that the in-game tooltip is currently incorrect and will be updated in the future. Now, without this change, Sarth absolutely 100% would have been just nuked down in the first reset, I've got no doubt, because just the amount of damage we're doing, you know, how well we play now compared to what we did back then. And I wouldn't have said it was too long after launch before people actually realised that you could do it in this fashion anyway. Is the extra health going to stop it? I'd say yes, certainly for Phase 1. I reckon by the time you get to Ulduar, especially with Ulduar gear being buffed, remember, so with the Ulduar eye level going up, player power going up during Tier 8 compared to what it was like, we can probably make up for that extra, 40% health or whatever it's, you know, whatever they've added on. It looks like about 40%. So whilst, yes, it's actually a good change and it will force us to do the mechanics of the boss fight, I'll be honest with you, I would argue that it's just safer doing the mechanics of the boss fight anyway, rather than just zerging it down. Because it only takes one person to die, so all of a sudden you've not got enough DPS to actually do it in time, or the person who's going to kite one of the drakes away dies, or, you know, it's one minor thing going wrong. Whereas if you're actually handling the mechanics, you could afford to lose 2, 3, 4 people maybe even, and still get a clean-ish kill. So raids will now count toward the 5 instance per hour limit. So the developer notes say the hourly instance limit prevents players from entering instances that have entered at least once already within the last hour. With this change, farming a dungeon should not prevent you from entering a raid instance, so long as you don't attempt to reset and re-enter that raid instance multiple times. I actually just resorted to reading through the Wowhead comments to see if I'm the only person confused by this. Because they've said the hourly instance limit prevents players from entering instances that they've entered at least once already within the last hour. That to me reads like you can only do one instance per hour. So I don't mean one overall, but like you could only do Sunken Temple once in an hour. You can only do BRD once in an hour. But that's a humongous change, so I'm assuming that's not actually what they mean. And the fact that they've also said, with this change, farming a dungeon should not prevent you from entering a raid instance, when the actual title of the change is raids will now count towards the 5 instance per hour limit. So technically, if you've been farming Moradon, for example, to try and get some mithril ore, and you're on your 5 instance limit, you then shouldn't be able to get in a raid until one of your lockouts obviously drop out. I'm not saying that should be the case. That shouldn't be the case. Raids should be separate. Give them a 5 instance lockout if you want, but have them separate from actually instances theirself. Or now, before you're raiding, you've got to worry about what you can and can't do. You'll get people turn up to a raid and go, oh, I'm locked for 20 minutes because they've been farming before the raid or whatever, which is absolutely understandable. I think leave this alone. Firstly, word it better, because I don't even know what it means. And secondly, what harm's it doing, really? All it does is allows people to go and farm gold, because they've already nerfed the experience. Like you get no experience in Karazhan, for example, so Paladins can't be getting crazy amounts of XP, yet, other classes can still go and do other things to get crazy amounts of XP. So, bit of a pointless change in my opinion. But all it really harms is people who come up with these good ways of making gold. Like, to be fair, I'll give you an update over the next couple of days, definitely before RAF launches, but I've been sat farming Karazhan for probably 10 hours straight, making thousands of gold, and I was only really doing it for the reputation, but more about that in another video. So yeah, to me, doesn't really make much sense. Very contradictive comment there. I mean, if any of you can make head nor tail of that, tell me in the comments. And then finally, the cost and availability of Season 5 arena gear have been adjusted to their final values. So for the developer notes, it says there were previously some inconsistencies on PvP gear from season to season, especially with rating requirements. This update fixes Savage and Hateful gear so that they require both Honor points and Arena point costs where intended. Previously, in the RAF beta, they were sold for Arena points only. As a reminder, the vendors that offer Arena gear in Dalaran, Area 52, Gadgetzan, and the PvP barracks in capital cities will not sell Season 5 gear to you until Season 5 begins. Savage Arena gear will be purchasable for only Honor in capital cities, but is sold for Arena points and Honor in Gadgetzan, Area 52 and Dalaran. This is intended and corresponds with the original Wrath of the Lich King. So all they've really done is just updated it. It wasn't correct. It was it was probably in its 3.3.5 state, where it was all easier to obtain, etc. I didn't really pay much attention to the prices of Arena gear, if I'm completely honest, because as you know, I don't really do a lot of it anyway. But that's the latest in regards to changes. I think the big one there for me personally is like Sartharian and not really being, not wanting you to Zerg it down, even though we probably still will find a way. And the really weirdly worded 5 instance raids an hour, even though you can only do 1 instance in an hour, and I don't know, whatever that's meant to mean. But there you go. Now, lastly, the giveaway on Twitch. Now, if you don't already follow me on Twitch, make sure you come and follow me, Scottejaye87. I'm stream pretty regularly, a couple of times a week. But what we're going to basically do on Sunday, which is tomorrow, so Sunday, let me look at the calendar, 25th of September, at around 6 p.m. BST is when I plan on starting. So 6 in the evening tomorrow, if you're watching this on Saturday at the moment. So Sunday, 25th, 6 p.m. BST. You ideally need to be able to have access to WoW, and preferably have access to Discord as well. So if you're at work and you're watching, there may be one key that you'll be able to get without physically being able to log on WoW. But I'm going to be doing some challenges, and they're going to be fun, I think. People will probably cheat, whatever, it's all part and parcel of the fun. So I'm not going to give you any tips or anything on what these challenges are going to be. All I'll tell you is it doesn't matter what server you play on, it doesn't matter what level you are, everybody will be on an even playing field for these challenges that I've got set up. So make sure you come over to twitch.tv/Scottejaye87, give me a follow so you get notified as soon as I go live, and you'll have a chance that if you don't win a key on this video, then you might win one on the live stream tomorrow. As for the keys on this video, I will announce the winner of them Monday afternoon. So when I put my sort of blog post update out on, my character's progression, what I've been doing weekly, it will be tacked on at the end of that, the 2 winners that are going to get the key, and then we'll sort out how we're going to get them to you. But if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, make sure you comment, like now, telling me what you're most excited about for RAF, so you get a chance at the key, and roll the outro. There's lots of ways you can support the channel to keep me here putting out World of Warcraft content and covering all future MMOs. Consider joining the channel as a member. You get access to emotes, everyone will know you're a member when you comment on future videos because you get a nice icon next to your name, and you get access to members-only videos, which I'll be putting a lot of on the channel throughout the year. Additionally, there's a Patreon link in the description as well. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.